Alright, this is the second part of my tutorial. We're going to go back into practice mode, and I'm going to show a bit about blocking, just the mechanisms and how to kill a spam clicker with blocking fairly easily. Alright, so we're going to go into the menu. I'm going to go Shapeshifter because it's good to demonstrate it with Shapeshifter against Legionnaires. Put them on easy so they'll spam click against me, and I'll show you how that'll work when I fight one of them. Kind of overshot with that fourth hit, probably shouldn't have done it. But still, only took a tiny bit of damage and did way more. And you just generally do a fair bit of damage without taking any really, if you get really good at it. Alright, the Legionnaires are on a hard level now, so they'll be doing blocking and attack combos, and I'm just going to spam click against them so you can see it from the other side. It's just gonna, you can see all the debuffs stacking up on the left side. Often in practice it'll depend on luck whether the Legionnaire takes as much damage or not. Sometimes they'll kill you with only taking about 2 hits, but yeah, you get the general idea. Alright, so then onto the blocking mechanics that made all those fights work. Obviously if you hold down block, as you probably would have noticed, the block meter slowly ticks down. And when you hit someone, some of that block meter will get restored, and on the left side you'll see a fist hand. That's a debuff sign saying that you've been stunned for 2 seconds. Alright, now when you block someone, you'll see a dagger on the right side of the screen. That's a buff that increases your attack and movement speed by a certain percentage, and they stack up. You get one for every time you block someone, and it's a fairly small amount, but it does add up fairly quickly. And you get the opposite on the left side with the icon of a shield. That's a debuff that slows you down when you hit someone's block. Alright, while we're in practice mode, I'm just going to do a quick demonstration of guns. On the bottom of my screen you'll see that I have guns in slots 2 and 3, so I can go 2. And this one has to do a charge up, so it's not very good for when you're running into a fight and you just want to do a few quick taps, then go back to melee. So it's only for when you're running up and you're doing a quick shoot, and then you can just sort of mix it around a bit. But you definitely want to use the repeater when you're doing a jump back and shooting a bit. But on the note of ranging, remember that you do not use ranging just for main damage. This is how you want to use range. You want to sort of jump away, range them, and against real players it's going to encourage them to not block so much and force them to come out of their block. Alright, that fight went very badly because, well, this is practice mode and range isn't very effective here, but the general idea is just to do side shots, try and hit people and then combine it with melee so that they won't be able to just block spam you very easily. Alright, now I'm going to go on, do a little bit about charging, maybe a little bit more about skills and range, and then I'm probably going to have a 1 versus 1 against a friend to demonstrate these things. Okay, I've come to an online server, but it's empty, so I can demonstrate some things, and it's just in warm-up mode. If you want to know how to join a server, change your settings and things, I should have a getting started tutorial up before too long, and hopefully if you're very new you can go look at that. It'll show you how to join a server, create an account, that sort of stuff. Alright, now getting started, on the bottom right corner you'll remember that I explained these inventory things, and going back into the spawn screen you can see that the item shop is up top there. You see consumable items, enduring items. Enduring items can be used repeatedly with a cooldown. Consumable items you use once and they disappear and you have to rebuy them. And they often have a max stack so you can have it in per inventory, but you can have 2 or 3 generally in one spot. And then the items that you'll see that I do have down here, these are called runes. They are under your persistent vault. You unlock persistent items by either buying runes for $5 each with the rune builder that you can see there, or you can get them by doing achievements, and you'll get scratchy tickets where you get random ones, like you might get ones like these that do 11%, not 15%, but they're still very effective. Alright, now I'm going to do a wall riding demonstration, so I'm going to grab my speed runes and a marksman to show this effectively. I'm going to spawn and go towards the nearest hill. Alright, so what you basically want to do is you want to ride up, you want to get close as possible, then just do a little bit of charge and to get a fair bit of distance, because you maintain your speed once you've left the ground and you keep on going that speed through the air. And you can just let your charge bar and stamina bar regenerate while in your mid-air, and it's very effective to travel the map very quickly. It's definitely one of my favourite ways to get around, because you can get to areas first very easily doing it. Alright, the server's just done a little bit of a next map, so I'm going to show you how to do side-on wall riding on this map. See, what you sort of want to do is instead of just charging up over it like that, you sort of run up to it, go side-on, and then spin over like that. Generally, it uses less charge and gives you more distance, so it is pretty good to learn, but I usually prefer to do this because it lets you keep your eye on the battle easier. And I don't really use this just to go back up a wall and range them, I only use it to travel faster. But then on to the next thing, just a very quick thing on NPC fighting. Top left corner, you will see a mini-map which has lots of yellow dots on it, or more orangey than yellow I guess. These dots represent these NPCs, and you can shoot them, you can hit them, but you can't block them, they just hit right through blocks. And some of them have stun attacks, some of them will have ranged attacks. And you just got to remember not to block no matter how much your instinct is to block, because you can't block NPCs at all. Alright, this is sort of going backwards a step, but just going through a quick unit recap. You've got Builder, who can build things up. He has very strong attacks, but his hammer can't reach very far, and he's very short, so not a very good combat unit. Marksman is very quick, and has low health, low armor, and low damage. Savage, Marksman also has 4 swings, not just 3. Savage only has 3 swings again, but does very high damage, has good health and armor. Legionnaire has very high armor, very high health, but he is slow, and he often gets picked off a lot. And you also need Academy, you can't get him right away. Chaplain, you also can't get him right away, you need a Monastery, he is the healing unit, and these two are siege units used to kill buildings. Ram's close range, where you just hit them, and Steam Boucher shoots ranged attacks. Alright, same thing on the Beast team, just Builder with short, well, Conjurer has a bit more range, but still pretty short range. Shapeshifter, short range, quick unit, low health, low armor. Hunter. Hunter's actually faster than Savage, quite a bit faster than Savage, and has an interesting set of skills. And doesn't have as much armor and health, he's more of a speed unit, and wide swing arc. It's a fair bit different from Savage. Legionnaire, got confused there, gonna start a new clip. Alright, Predator, not Legionnaire, has a bit lower health than Legionnaire, but is also faster and has the same armor. They're generally preferred, I think, Legionnaires over Predators because of their health and their overpowered skills like Riptos. They don't require as much skill, but Predator is still very, very effective, especially against Hellborn units. Alright, Shaman, the healer. Shaman and Hunter are the only units with no ranged attacks. Everyone on humans have a ranged attack, except for the sieges, the close range sieges don't. Behemoth is the big tall melee dude who runs around bashing buildings, and Tempests rain meteors down on the enemy's buildings to kill them instead of shooting Steam Boucher shots. Alright, just demonstrating how you can use the skill and sort of slide past someone as you use it. Some skills stop you from moving, and if you're charging as you use the skill, you'll keep on sliding and you can turn your camera around. And this is how you can use it with, say, Backstab, slide on past, right on the back like that. And it takes out a lot of their health. That dude just lost so much health, he got down from 80 from 340, he's almost dead in one hit. Okay, how you can use charge to sort of move around someone in combat. You can sort of turn side, do it slowly, and then do a side charge like that, get behind them. Or you can do full circles around them like that as you swing, and it does quite a lot of damage and it's very hard to block. And you can also try and do like a side-on skill thing like that, pretty effective. And just practice around with it and stuff like that. Practice your blocking, your charging, sprinting. Find a combat style that works for you. Alright, this is just jump attack, demonstrating how much block damage it does. One hit, his block meter will go down so much, and he had to take it off because it was about to break. And it does about 60-70% of a block meter. And also, if you hit someone when they aren't blocking, it'll push them forward and do a decent amount of damage. And if you do a hit like that, it'll end up breaking their block like that. Fairly useful thing, but you don't want to use it too much because it uses a lot of stamina. Okay, that concludes my blocking tutorial. If you want to see more tutorials by me, you can either YouTube search Savage2Noob, or you can go more from this user, or www.savage2.com. I've got a thread in the forums, then general Savage2 discussion, and there's posts on there about whether people liked it, videos that I'm doing soon, might be doing, and if you want to request a video, post it there.